Kayla Castaneda, the founder of Agua, Bonita.
Growing up, my grandpa would come home from work with bags full of fruit from the fields, super ripe because he couldn't just let them go to waste. These fruits would end up as sweet drinks, or my personal favorite, sprinkled with chili powder for the family to enjoy. And if there was a party, and there was always a party, even more reason for a variety of aguas frescas to be made. I wanted that same experience without all the sugar, and my time building brands for Coca-Cola showed me that they wanted this too. So I set out to make my own. I'm Kayla Castaneda, co-founder of Agua Bonita, the first better-for-you aguas frescas. Aguas frescas are a traditional drink made from fresh fruit blended into non-sparkling water and sweetened. But what's special about Agua Bonita is that we use no added sugar in our blends, only relying on fruit for sweetness. Every can is low calorie, low sugar, and all natural. In the process of creating our drinks, we upcycle produce, helping to eliminate food waste. Upcycling is a process of taking perfectly fine fruit that didn't make it to the grocery store and putting it to use instead of waste, just like my grandpa did. Paired with aluminum cans, and our drinks taste good, make you feel good, and are good for the planet. Agua Bonita fills a crucial white space in the ready-to-drink market. While drinks in other categories are either made with artificial ingredients or have upwards of 50 grams of sugar per serving, we sit right in the middle as an all-natural, functional option that consumers can grab. And consumers are reaching for products like ours. The category is up in popularity by 191% since 2010, but mainly found only in fountain drink format. So we're defining what modern aguas frescas are. And this is a huge opportunity to define the future of the category at large. We sit at the intersection of the $14 billion juice blend market and $17 billion non-sparkling flavored water market, with our target consumers alone commanding over $2.7 trillion in spending power. Our drinks check all the boxes. We're available direct to consumer and actually sold out our entire first production run, as well as give back to mission-aligned partners that help migrant farm workers. An investment in us is an investment in underserved communities and the future of the planet. We began this mid-pandemic, so a saying has been, when life gives you lemons, make aguas frescas. And we've taken those lemons and in 4 months have turned them into sales of over $40,000 a month, which is just the beginning. We're on track to hit $17 million in 3 years' time, and we've even onboarded the former SVP of sales of PepsiCo as a mentor. But with your help, we can expand into more retailers and more than double those projections. So if you want to be a part of a winning team with a delicious product and great social mission, we invite you to crack open a cold Agua Bonita and join us. Saludos.
So Kayla, I would love to try it because it sounded delicious. You made it sound amazing. I'm just curious, is it an education process? So you told us all about it, how it's made, but if I walked by it in the store, would people actually know what they're buying?
Yeah, so there is a consumer education point to our product, but that's also why I focused on California and Texas for starting points in traditional retail, because the demographic there has a lot of familiarity with our product. So we are trying to gain more traction there, so that way we have time to build that brand presence and build that product education with other markets as we spread.
As you know, likely from your time at Coke or with your mentor from Pepsi, one big expense item is likely to be what you'll need to do to get shelf space in retail locations. How do you think about your margins today and how attractive they are in a direct-to-consumer model and how those might shift as you expand into retail?
Yeah, so our margins right now, we are working on improving them with every level of production. So investment that we are chasing after is to go towards getting our costs down, because direct-to-consumer model can be costly, and we do see that traditional retail and those brick and mortar placements is going to be a bigger piece of the pie for us as we expand. So right now, because of pandemic grocery shopping and just the nature of the world, direct-to-consumer has been really great for us and a good way to get our product into the hands of people that may not have tried it before. But as we move forward, we're just constantly working to get into new shelves and allocating that money to those placements. And at the next production tier, our cost of goods are halved, so that will also help supplement that.
Awesome. Thanks, Kayla. Love the story about your grandpa.
Thank you.
Welcome to round 2, Kayla. Tell us how you're gonna grow this business.
Well, the beginning of Agua Bonita is a true underdog story, and one of taking tough circumstances like losing our jobs and a worldwide pandemic and turning it into a winning situation. In our case, launching a heritage brand of healthy drinks. But it really is just the start of the story for us. Agua Bonita was created not only to be great tasting and healthy, but also to be accessible. A crucial aspect to achieving that is our direct-to-consumer model. You can grab it straight from our website. And our online presence is steadily growing, with Amazon launching next month to be available for consumers nationwide. This means that if you can't yet find us at your local retailer, or online pandemic grocery shopping is the safest route for you, Agua Bonita is there. And while expanding our online presence will help you access our drinks, we're focused on expanding our retail presence, so anyone, anywhere can grab us at your local grocery store. We're available now in boutique retailers in San Diego and Texas that focus on health or craft options. But as we grow, traditional retailers like H-E-B and Kroger will be the cornerstone of our success, and convenience store channels like 7-Eleven. Investment would largely be used to support larger production runs to be able to secure these volume commitments and drive down costs. And speaking of production, current cost of goods sit at about 65 cents a can, but at the next production tier, that's cut almost in half. And while we've been working hard for you to see us on the shelves of your local grocer, we've also garnered national attention from folks like Well & Good, who named us the top wellness trend for 2021. From our debut, we were able to turn the heads of major companies who you will see as brand partners this summer, such as Beyond Meat in their meal kits and food trucks, and United Airlines in their club lounges and flights. More importantly though, this exposure helps us reach our target consumers in unique ways. And who is that target? The adventurous people prioritizing their health without sacrificing taste. While our demographic skews mostly female and millennial, we're also seeing success with an older subset who care about their health or have been introduced to us by their younger family members. Our customers want convenient, healthy options they can incorporate into their lifestyle, like our pineapple cucumber agua fresca that's great for after a workout, or our watermelon chile that gets your blood flowing. We crafted these drinks with our cultural flair, but also with the help of mentors who are responsible for beverages like vitamin water. So we may be bonita, but make no mistake that we're also fit for the athletes of the world. And our customers are big fans of an underdog story too. We've spent $0 on marketing, but have been able to reach over 1,000 doors over the course of 4 months since putting our product into the market, with a repeat purchase rate of over 30%. And while we may be competing for our space on the shelves now, we've never shied away from a challenge before. And from humble beginnings and roots that mirror brands with hefty acquisitions, we're ready to turn Agua Bonita into the next billion-dollar brand.
Thank you, Kayla. When you put up your cost structure slide, I think if I remember it correctly, you included the cost of the can, the printing of the label, and the ingredients. How much are you spending on shipping of your product? And I ask particularly for two reasons. One, I know you want to get Agua Bonita into the hand of consumers, and you're thinking of expanding through Amazon. What comes to mind to me are big, heavy boxes, significant shipping costs, environmental impact. And I wonder if you've considered any alternative ways to even present your product. As an example, a concentrated fruit mixture that could be mixed in at home or on the go to a sparkling water to reduce some of that shipping expense or maybe even the packaging expense.
Yeah, I have. A couple of things. Our packaging, especially our packaging at scale, is the thing that gets cut the most. So that's going to be a big improvement to help us negate those shipping costs. But in a couple of years, we would love to have like a powder option or a concentrate option, because it would also allow us to rescue more produce. So these are definitely things that we're thinking about. And also, like, on the point of presentation and like waste when it comes to boxes, we've also have a 4-ring system for like a 4-pack, similar to how you would see a beer presented, to be able to take away the boxes and really showcase our cans, but also mitigate waste.
I love that. So you talked about partnering with brands. I think you said United, it was going to be in their lounge. What's that breakdown look like when you partner with them? What percentage do they get? What percentage do you keep?
Yeah, so we are very excited about the United brand partnership because it actually is costing us nothing to participate. They're just very interested in us, but as that breakdown, we will recoup about 70% of the profit from that, and then they will have 30%. But we also see it as a really good marketing opportunity because I think we'll see a lot of people going back to airlines and traveling, seeing loved ones, and it's a unique way for us to get in front of people that we may not have been able to before in other markets.
I just want to say I wish I had some because the way you express it makes it sound really refreshing.
It is.
That pineapple cucumber after a workout.
Right, we're just like, what does it taste like?
How many flavors do you have? What's your best-selling flavor? And then how do you look at like what it means to, because you mentioned launching new flavors, but you're still fairly early in your journey, and I'm always a little bit worried about like people trying to launch like different versions of what they have before they like are completely knocking it out the box where they already have. So like, and because that may affect your profits a little bit. So what does that look like? How many flavors do you have? And you're about to launch more. What indicates that you should launch more? Like what's happening with that?
Yeah, so Agua Bonita, I came to the company with like 5,000 consumer data points on like what people wanted also in flavors, but it goes back to our QR code too, in that like we have a really close relationship with the people that are buying it and just listen to them. A lot of times we crowdsource flavors to see like what they would like. Our watermelon chile one is our bestseller as of now, and then our pineapple cucumber is the other flavor that we have on hand. But originally that one was a cucumber like coconut water, but we listened to the people that were buying it and gave it a tropical update because across the board they really wanted pineapple. So that's how we know with the new flavors that are under development is that it's what people want because they're telling us. And yeah, just the industry as a whole, people are getting more experimental. You know, you see things like probiotics and sparkling drink, all of these new kinds of drinks that people are, you know, piquing their interest. I think we fall in that category.
Okay. Thank you, Kayla.
Thank you.
I like how she mentioned that she had an idea about how you can carry it around. That was something we mentioned earlier. I think she has a really great product for the region that she's in right now. But when you have a new product, like I think of road trips and traveling and getting on the road and people just easily purchase something and try it regardless, how does that translate in the experience of like a grocery store if you haven't, or if someone you know hasn't tried it yet? And she has no marketing, she said, so it's like,
yeah, I think they answered the question though that we were asking before last time, because remember we were like, if you're with Coke and you're with Pepsi, why aren't you in this? She hit us with the marketing thing and she's like, yeah, we're at United, we're at 7-Eleven, we're at Kroger. So I think for all of her network, like looks like she's tapped into everything. Every question that we had from the first one, she tapped in on the second one.
She's thought about it. She certainly thought it through. It's just, you know, I think what you're getting at is how broadly can her market expand? Yeah. You know, she's starting in the right cities where there's already almost like a personal historic knowledge of Agua Fresca. But as she expands throughout the U.S., how many people will be familiar without the investment in marketing, as an example?
I think so. I think and that's why I'm curious about like places where she just asserts herself.
The United is a big deal because that's how I get. Think about the airplane snacks. That's when you get introduced to everything.
Is it for the lounge or is it only for
either way, it's free. So like, you know what I mean? If it's free, it's for me. Everybody says that. So it's like, if you see it sitting there, there's no risk. I see a drink Agua Bonita. I'm like, what is this? Pineapple cucumber? Let me see. You know, like she has that luxury of they're gonna buy it and now it's free for the consumer.
Yeah, no,
I agree. I mean,
she's one of the more solid people we have. You know, like she's just solid. You know, like from the
she
first,
answered it like
from the first pitch to the second pitch, just consistent. Like has a vision, has a plan, seems to have a production together, seems to have her scale. Like she's just solid in her numbers and everything.
Focus not only on the brand but the execution, the plan to scale.
Yeah, for sure.